guys, and welcome to the live podcast. Don't wait to be great. I am your host, Mr. Derek Forston, and I'm super excited that you guys are here with us. It is almost a brand new year, so we just thought that we were bringing in one more time before the new year. So again, welcome, and as I said, I'm your host, Derek Forston. I'm the owner and operator of Second Chance Housing, and that's my personal independent living facilities where we take people from homeless to hopeful. I'm also the founder of Forston Consultants, where my family and I, we go all over the world showing people this concept of housing the homeless or the displaced. But what I'm excited about, which is every Saturday we talk about what about the people that want to do this? What about the people that have this on their heart to house the homeless or the displaced, but they can't rent a property? They can't go out and buy a property. So we've introduced something to you guys that's called the HRA, which stands for the Housing Referral Agency. One more time, if you're interested in doing what we do, but maybe you can't rent a house right now, and maybe you surely can't buy one, but if it's on your heart to house the homeless or the displaced, let us introduce to you literally what today's topic is, right? How to facilitate housing for displaced adults using virtual assistants. So we've developed something that's called the HRA. I'm going to type that into the box. But essentially, guys, what the HRA allows you guys to do is to house the homeless and the displaced. You still make an impact and you still make an income. So we'll talk about today how the coaching for both of these are literally about the same, right? So the ILF Mastery Blueprint, in terms of being an operator or to be an HRA, the coaching is the same up until you actually receive the phone call. So once you receive that phone call, there's different things that you as an HRA is going to do. And there's also different things that you will do as the actual operator. So again, welcome one, welcome all. We appreciate you guys being here. Shay is actually downstairs making us some hot tea. So it's really cold here today in Florida. Even in Florida, guys, it's about 47 degrees outside. So it's crazy cold today. So I just welcome you all. Also, if you have any questions, any concerns, or anything about what we're talking about today, make sure that you put it in the chat. We want to make sure that we answer all questions. This is about a 90-minute room, right? So we'll be here for about 90 minutes or so. And we always tell people, if you love God, love people, and love real estate, you are in the right place, right? Because we truly believe in another mantra that we live by is that we want to love God. We want to be respected by our community. We want to help people, but we also want to be able to make enough money to feed our families, right? Each and every one of you that are on this call today, I hope your ultimate goal is that you also want to please God, help people, be respected by your community, but also I want you to make enough money to be able to feed and support your family. So if you like real estate and you like helping people, this is absolutely it. So if you guys can do me a favor, just real quick, type in the chat where you're from, city and state. Go ahead and type in the chat where you're from or where you're located. I'm also going to do the same thing, and also type in the chat maybe where you do business at, right? So prime example, I live in Orlando in Florida, but I do business in Georgia, Ohio, and a few different places. So go ahead and put in the chat, where are you from? And also, where do you do business at if it's not right there in your local area? Okay, so I put in the chat, Derek Forston, Orlando, Florida. Shay is getting ready to jump on. And again, I even may bring up a little small presentation. Missouri, good stuff. Hey, Selena, how's it going? Me and her talked yesterday, so good to see you here, Miss Selena. And I hope your partner's also here. And I hope you guys have a lot of questions because, again, every Saturday, what we talk is about the Housing Referral Agency. And that allows you to house the homeless, house the displaced, but you never need the real estate. You don't need to rent a house and you don't need to buy one. It's all about relationship. So a lot about what we'll talk about today is how do you develop these relationships to be able to house people, but you don't actually have the house. And we'll explain it also how our virtual assistants play a major role into that. So here in the next probably 3 seconds or so, Shay is going to hop on here. She's going to introduce herself, and then we'll jump right into today's topic in terms of how to house the homeless without having any real estate. Meaning, again, how do you facilitate that? And how have over the years we've combined the virtual assistants inside of it. Miss Shay, can you jump on real quick and tell the people who you are, what you do, and what's the name of your program, and I'll pick it up from there.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me loud and clear. Derek, make sure I am on.
You are on.
I am excited about today. We are just about 48 hours away from a new year of 2024. I am Shanya Shea Forston, the president and founder of the Angela Denise Foundation, co-founder here at Forston Consultants, as well as a consultant here, teaching you how to 10x what you already have as a business. And even if you're looking at just branching out into the business space with a new business, or even the HRA ILF model, that is my niche as a part of the team. I'm the business strategist and implementation specialist, where I'm going to help you facilitate growth in your existing business or your newly acquired business. So as a nonprofit president and founder, I get the opportunity to work alongside of my virtual assistants and a great number of individuals in our community to help create change utilizing the ILF model. So I'm excited about today's room. I do see that two of our amazing counterparts have entered the studio, Derek. So I'm going to go ahead and bring them in so that they can introduce themselves, and we'll get the show on the road. How about that?
All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. And literally, as I'm in the middle of trying to get back on stage, I have a landlord texting me right now, giving me the okay that it's okay to rent his house. So Shay, just to let you know, Brian from Owassa just hit us back,
Nice.
and all is well there. In fact, he said I can change the due date for the rent for any day that I like. So I'm gonna just throw this in right now. We can get to
Let's
it.
talk about it.
But and guys, don't worry. I'm gonna break all of this down, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. But I won't want to give live like good news that literally just came through at 10:06 a.m. So there's a landlord that we're working with, and one of the things that I'm asking him is, because of our clients get paid on the 3rd, most of them, and sometimes it takes until the 5th to collect that money. I asked the landlord, can we change the due date from the 1st to the 5th? And basically, he just told me, Derek, you can change it to any day you like, right? So I love that. I've never been given that option. Shay, what do you think about that, even before we go any further?
Okay, so funny that you say this, because this was a conversation I was having with another individual yesterday. One of my properties, which is under property management, catch the riddle, y'all, I was able to kind of wink, wink, nod, not do the same thing. And it worked. And I was I was intrigued that it worked because it was under property management. So that property, I think the rent is due. I think it's due on the 1st, but I get that extension until the 6th. I was like, okay, thank you. I'm not going to fuss with you, because you never know with the population that we serve. There's sometimes some hiccups with their cards. There's hiccups with payments or checks coming in the mail. There's hiccups and all sorts of, there could be some minor deviations from our normal third or first or the 3rd pickup. So I thought that was pretty interesting that they know what I do, they appreciate what I do, and they allow me to expand or extend out that due date. So that's pretty hot. That's pretty cool.
And this also comes from relationship, guys. And we're going to talk a lot about that today. This comes from relationship. This is no stranger either, right? So don't get this twisted. This is a homeowner that we've rented one of his homes already. So the proof of concept in what we're doing, and that I pay guaranteed rent, he's like, Derek, you change the date to whatever's convenient for you, bro. Just run me my money, right? And I respect that. So that means that he's working with us. So I'm going to change the due date to the 5th, and they'll still give me 2 days grace until the 7th. So that gives me enough time to pick up our payments, because some of y'all that are in this, you know that our clients get paid on the 1st and some of them get paid on the 3rd. Well, the guy to get paid on the 3rd, sometimes you may not get that money until the 5th because he's out of town or maybe not home. Because if you haven't digitized your program to where everything's coming in digitally, then you may not have it that way. So again, I just thought that was pretty cool to throw that in right now. Obviously, if you've just joined us, you guys are right on time. We really haven't even got started. I just literally gave some good news in terms of a landlord texting me back this morning, allowing me to change the due date to the 5th of the month. So that's pretty exciting. So welcome, everybody. Welcome all of my Clubhouse family. If you guys are in Clubhouse, make sure you click that link below and come on over to YouTube. We're actually here live. So there's a link in the chat, in the chat. Kay Patrice, Stephanie, and Miss Maya. If you all can click that link either in the chat or that's above your head, that'll send you right to YouTube where we're actually live. Now, I'm not that good looking, but if you come on over here, you can actually see what we look like. And then sometimes now, because we have the ability, we actually throw up a PowerPoint to actually show you what this is. So thank you for everybody being here. I'm super excited for all of the new people. Thank you to all of the old timers that always come around. Selena, good to see you and your partner. Also, I'm going to mess this name up, but Kinola, ABA are the initials. I saw that you did something in our system, so I'm glad to see you here. If you have any questions, you let us know. And Bummy looks like it's the middle name, so I'm not sure if that's what you go by, but I'm sure I'm not saying that correctly, so you correct me. But anyway, glad to see that you're here. We love questions, and we're driven off questions. So if you guys can type it into the chat, we're also going to give you a text messaging number. But I want to give you guys a little bit of a preface of what all of this is before we jump into what the HRA is. Because again, the HRA stands for Housing Referral Agency. And every Saturday we talk about this for the people that can't afford to buy a house, or the person that said, Derek, well, I ain't really set up to go and rent a house right now either. But Derek, God has put on my heart to house the people just like you all do. Well, lucky for you, God has blessed us with something that we call the HRA, Housing Referral Agency, and it allows you to house the homeless and the displaced, to still make an impact and to still make income, but you don't actually need the property. You don't need the real estate. All you need is relationship. So if you know somebody like me, and when we teach you to start getting the phone calls, you just refer the client to my program, and then I'm going to pay you a referral fee. So essentially, you still kept somebody from being homeless, you still provided housing, but you made the referral. So put yes in the chat if you understand that. Sometimes people get lost on this. So I always start out with just making sure that people understand that literally what an HRA is, you're the liaison, you're the middleman, you're the broker. A lot of people use the word broker. Guys, I'm a mortgage broker. That means I have billions of dollars literally in my pocket. But is that really true? No, it's not. But I'm leveraged by a bunch of banks and hedge funds and big companies that have the money, and they allow me to broker their money to close business deals. So when you guys are ready to buy property, we loan anywhere from 50 grand to $50 million. That's because I'm a broker. This is no different from housing the homeless, which means you don't have the house, you didn't buy one, and you didn't rent one. But can you broker me to somebody else? Can you broker me to Tiffany or Dornico and still receive a referral fee? So that's essentially what that is. But I'm going to start this thing from the beginning, right? Many years ago, I used to be a social worker, and here's my story. Guys, I was a social worker for 9 years, and it took 9 years, dummy me, for the light bulb to come on, right? I was on a job for 9 years begging God that I want to start my own group home. I thought I wanted a group home, y'all. I didn't know what they were called. I just saw certain stuff. I said, God, I want to help people. I want to be involved in real estate. Dummy me, I didn't realize that everything that I actually asked God for, he put me in the middle of it. He was like, Derek, you want to help people? Here's a social work job. I got a whole story about how my wife, Shay, tricked me to go to college. Guys, I had no plans on going to college, and neither do I want y'all going to college. That was just my route, right? So I'm not here today saying y'all need to go and get a 4-year degree. That the devil is a liar. My wife tricked me to go to college, and that's the way God revealed it to me. But that's not y'all's story per se. But once I finished college, I ended up with this degree, right? I ended up with this job, and I worked on this job for 9 years, y'all. And I tell people today, I was sleeping on that job, literally sleep. Because the very thing that I wanted to do, I told God, I want to house people. But guess what God did? Because God is so genius. God showed me a lady that was making $41,000 a month housing people, kind of like what we do. The interesting part about her, Selena, is that she was doing this in rats and roaches. Yeah. When I finally saw this with my eyes, it broke my heart. This ain't something that somebody told me, right? This lady literally showed me what she was doing. She never would teach it to me, right? I was wondering, like, why she won't teach this to me? But one day, I took a Saturday just like today. Now, where I live at, y'all, is 10:14 a.m. It was around this time. I literally got in my car, and I started driving because, remember, I'm the social worker, right? I know all the addresses. I know where they're located. I know where they are. So I went to each individual one, and I'm going to call them group homes. But the longer you hang around us today, you're going to realize that we don't call these group homes. These are housing programs or independent living facilities. Group home, you need a license. You have to jump through red tape. I have to go and ask my government entities in my city, can I do it? I have to ask for permission. Guys, with an independent living facility, because we only provide housing, we don't have to ask for all of this permission.
Right.
We're not trying to feed people. We're not doing transportation, and we're not pretending to be a nurse or a doctor by administering medication. These are all the things that usually get people into trouble when they want to do something like this. They don't concentrate on just housing. Because if you concentrate on just housing, let everything else happen from other people or from other businesses or from other entities.
Mhm.
Guys, we provide housing. I do not provide medication. I do not provide transportation. So again, as the social worker, I'm praying and begging God. I said, God, change my life. God, I want to make a bunch of money, and God, I want to help people. And I tell everybody, God showed me people that were being mistreated through real estate. Because I'm like, God, I want to be involved in real estate. Every person that I know, God, that is rich and that is well-to-do in life and doing real good in life, they're involved in real estate, God. God, I want to be able to help my family like that. God, I want to be involved in real estate. Can you help me out? And again, dummy me, I'm in the middle of what God really was already kind of showing me. God was showing me people that were being mistreated through real estate. And when that lady took out her phone, y'all, because she would never teach me how to do it, she took out her phone one day and she opened up her Chase app. And she said, Derek, I'm going to show you what I make doing this. And y'all, I don't know if she was bragging. I don't know if she was trying to be helpful, but she said, Derek, this is what I make a month doing this. And y'all almost fell to the ground, almost fainted. This lady showed me that she was making $41,000 a month. And here I am making $28,000 a year as the social worker. Can you guys imagine what that made me feel like? Somebody that's doing the dream that's on my heart. They're doing it the wrong way, and roaches and rats running all throughout the kitchen. I was like, wow, because remember that Saturday that I told y'all about? I went to each one of them. And every one that I went to, y'all, it looked like poverty. It smelled like poverty. All the beds were on the ground. There were no bed rails. The beds were on the ground. There were no sheets, no comforter, no pillow, no pillowcase. It was the bare mattress stacked 3 high on the ground. Now, I always tell people, if that don't break your heart, you probably in the wrong room. Because if you want to do something like this and that don't break your heart, like, wow, that lady was making $41,000 a month and she can't do better than this. So I instantly started praying to God. I was like, God, you are no respecter of person. If you would do this for me, you would do this. I mean, for that lady, you would do this for me. Because God, she's serving your people the wrong way. I said, God, I want to be in this. But God, I will make these people live in dignity. I'll put some sheets on the bed. We'll put pillowcases on the pillow. To me and you guys, that's common sense. But guys, I saw people do this in ways that would break your heart. And because I said, man, you know what? Maybe this certain group home just having a bad day. Let me go visit another one and another one and another one. Guys, everyone that I went to, they all were the same. I was like, wow. And I was like, God, you got to let me in this. I said, God, if you let me in it, I promise that I do a better job than what I'm looking at. And like most of us, when we want to do something, we start making God a bunch of promises. God, if you, God, if you, God, if you. I said, but God, if you show me how to do this, first of all, I won't hide it from people. People hid this from me, y'all. So as the social worker, barely making ends meet, people hid from me how to do this. So I'm begging people, please show me, please show me. Nobody said, hey, Derek, I'll teach you. I said, so God, first of all, when I get it, when you give it to me, I'm going to go all over the world teaching it. Did I know it would happen the way it did? Not really. I said, but God, also, if you let me get in it, I'm going to house these people in dignity, and God, you'll be proud of it. So if you've never seen our original webinar, you need to do that. At forstonconsultants.com, under the tab that says webinars, there's 2 of them, the ILF webinar and the HRA webinar. The HRA is what we'll be talking about mostly today. But if you haven't seen the webinar where I'm showing you the conditions of a lady that walked into my hospital with her Gucci belt, her Gucci shoes, or her Gucci attire, with her red bottoms on, y'all, all of that stuff that'll let you know somebody's doing good in life, that's how she presented to my hospital, talking about how many clients you got for me today, Derek. Guys, I used to respect this lady so much, but the day I found out that she was making this much of money, 41 grand a month, and housing people in rats and roaches and squalor, I lost all respect for this lady. And I said, man, I got to get in this, and I got to get in this tomorrow. Needless to say, it took me almost 2.5 years, and I lost 60 pounds trying to figure it out. But lucky for y'all today, I teach most people how to do this in 45 minutes. And then if you take our coaching, you just become family and you're with me forever. But literally what people hear from us, I'm going to break most of it down to y'all today in over a 90-minute span. And people hear this from us, y'all. So these are all the promises that I made God. And watch me fast forward this whole story because I'm going to land it here. When I finally got into it, right? Y'all, I made a bunch of mistakes. I went through the bumps, the bruises. I made the Channel 8 news, and that wasn't good news, right? I had a lawsuits with an S, because, guys, I didn't know what I was doing. So if you know anything about me now, I'm not afraid to try things. My brother was also very much like that. And one thing about us, we didn't never need a promise about nothing. We always need an opportunity. Some of y'all need a promise. Now, not y'all in this room, because we all like-minded people. So y'all are just like me. Y'all don't need a promise. Y'all need an opportunity. And I really believe that this is what God has showed us, that this is an opportunity to be involved in real estate, to be involved in helping people, and to being involved in your community where your community respects what you do. Because remember what I told you 10 minutes ago, the mantra that we live by: I want to please God. I want to help people. I want to be respected by my community doing it. And I want to be able to make enough money to feed my family. And that's my dream for you all. I don't want nobody running this as a shelter, providing free housing. Because remember, guys, I want you to feed your family. So how will you be able to do that if you're not doing it in the structure in which we're teaching it? So again, last time, please God, and trust me, this mantra that we live by, this is with everything I do in my life, not just in business or these entrepreneurial type things that I'm doing. Everything that I do, I want to please God. I want to help people. I want to be respected by my community. But guys, I want to be able to make enough money to be able to take care of my family, because that's the ultimate goal, right? The Bible says that if a man don't work, he don't eat. Now, some of y'all that's new to us, you're going to think right now, what? This guy must be a preacher. He must be a bishop. Absolutely not. Guys, I'm so far from a pastor, but I'm a work in progress every day. In fact, I heard a preacher say the other day, I'm not perfect, but I'm progressing. I like that. That was like one day ago I heard that. Like last night, I think. I'm not perfect, Joanne, but I'm progressive. So again, I want to please God, help people, be respected by my community at the same time. And then somewhere in there, I want to make enough money to be able to feed my family. So again, when I went through the bumps and the bruises, I said, God, I want to be able to show this to other people. God, put me in the game. In other words, put me in the game, coach. And through all of the trials and the tribulations and the mistakes that I made, we now got this thing down to like, it's almost perfect in terms of how you run it. So again, if you're in this room today, if you like real estate, if you like helping people, that's all this is, right? God has allowed us to combine social services and real estate together, Selena. Some people think I'm a genius, Ms. Hamilton, but I'm not. Watch this. But when God blow on it, it makes me look genius. All we've done, Joanne, was combine social services and real estate together. That's it. Because guess what I do on the other side of all of this? I also do Section 8 housing. I rent to regular families with a mom and dad and 3 kids. But this ILF model, I take a 4-bed, 2-bath home, and I'm going to take 8 people from homeless to hopeful. But guess what I'm going to do in Saturday's room is for people that say, Derek, I want to do this. But Derek, I can't go buy no house. And Derek, right now, I can't even go and rent one or lease one. Well, are you willing to open your mouth and tell people that you're a housing provider? Because that's what the HRA is.
Right.
You're literally telling people that you provide housing, call me and we'll figure it out. Now, y'all always hear me kind of talk about it, but I'm going to let Shay also interject. What's her thoughts on the HRA? I'm going to let Shay explain it, and then I'm going to explain it. Because what I notice, sometimes people get it differently from different people. But watch this really fast. And sometimes I take a long time to explain stuff, but watch this. The HRA is this: Housing Referral Agency, and it means that you have the desire to house the homeless or the displaced, but you don't have the property to do it in. But now I'm going to teach you to still build relationships with social workers and case managers so that when they start calling you, your job now is to tap into your network. And the package that we have to put you in, the network comes with it. But watch this. Now you build a network around you of people that already have the housing. Prime example, I have 5 beds available today in Kissimmee, 3 beds available in Orlando. You guys, for the first time, can hear about the HRA program today, and you can be referring me clients by Monday. By tomorrow, I'm moving in a guy today at 1:45 today. And I'll admit, I don't do a lot of this. I don't do Saturday move-ins, but this is a special occasion today. So I'm going to take my happy butt right to that house. I'm going to meet that family, and we're going to move him in. But one more time, and I'm going to give it over to Shay because I'm loud and I'm boisterous and somebody might be missing it. But again, essentially, I'm going to teach you the same way that I teach my ILF operators. The only difference in you two is when you both will receive the phone call. One of y'all going to probably house that guy yourself. The other person going to say social worker or Mr. Case Manager, thank you so much for calling me for Robert Jones. Give me 35 minutes and I'm going to call you back. I'm going to tap into our network and I'm going to see where he's a good fit at. You're going to hang up with that social worker and tap into all the people you know that is already doing this. And if he ain't consider me, please call my assistant, Jess. I would love to house him and pay you. So essentially, you make a phone call to see who has the housing available. And if that person agrees and they move in, you just earned a referral fee, ladies and gentlemen. Type in the word yes if you understand that. If you're lost, type in the word lost and Shay gonna help you out. But if you understand that all you're doing is building relationships, then when you get the phone call, you're going to refer out. That's why it's called Housing Referral Agency.
Yep.
And that's why today's topic is how to facilitate housing for the displaced using VAs. That's virtual assistants. Because I'm going to talk about here in a minute, how do we involve our VAs to help us at only $4 an hour? Ms. Shay, on you.
Again, I think you did a great job at explaining that, Derek. I think what people when I notice people having a hiccup or a hang up, it's because they don't want to go out and build the relationships. This is not something that you can just, be 100% hands off and allow a virtual assistant to do. People want to see the realness of what you provide. So again, you're going to have to build relationships on both sides with the virtual assistant. They can build the relationships or be the introduction. They can be the one that introduces you to that relationship, right? They can do the plowing of plowing to get the call or the answer and get that meeting scheduled. But for the most part, you're going to need to show up somewhere, whether it's via Zoom, whether a phone call, whatever it is, you're going to have to show up. This is a relationship-based business. If housing providers don't trust in you because they don't get to kind of encounter you or get to know you, you're doing yourself a disservice. So you will not be successful in this HRA or the ILF model if you're not good at making and building relationships. So the HRA again is you being the broker between two entities, a housing provider and a organization that needs their residents or clients housed. So you're right there in the middle, the middleman that has the relationships on both sides. Again, for houses, and then you have the relationships with the case managers, social workers, etc. You have to now bridge that gap. Yes, you can do it very successfully with a virtual assistant. But what we tell people all the time here at Forston Consultants is you've got to get your hands dirty and your feet wet in the process as well. A lot of people are going to want to encounter you as the organizer, the owner, the overseer of this HRA organization to make sure that you are who you say you are and that your product and your services exactly are that of what you are providing. So, I mean, the Housing Referral Agency is definitely somebody that we work with on a regular basis. Not just people that are within Forston Consultants, but we work with other housing referral agencies that need housing for their clients on the other hand, right? And we work with outsiders as well. And there are, a good bit of them that we use to help facilitate housing for their clients. So Derek, I hope that was beneficial.
Good stuff. I love it.
Bedtime mom said something pretty cool. She says relationships are critical. People have to know you are real and your home exists. People want to know that you are not a scam. Exactly. That they're not being scammed. And that's 100% true. 100% truth. We had a conversation. I had a conversation with a young lady on Tuesday. And her biggest hang up was, well, I have a virtual assistant. She's getting me all of these connections, but I don't have time to meet with them. I said, you can't set aside 5 to 10 minutes to jump on a Zoom with someone. I said, they are vetting you. They've already vetted your virtual assistant. They want to now vet you. The relationship between your virtual assistant and this housing provider is A1. But now they want to make sure that it's a real person that they can connect with in the United States, to make sure that this is a good, secure relationship and that it's not phony, right? Before this person renders over any finances to you, any referral fees, signs any contracts, they want to come into communication with the CEO or the founder or whatever you're going to position yourself or name yourself as, to make sure that everything is legit, right? So don't be afraid to get out there and make those relationships. Your virtual assistant is going to be a huge asset.
Yeah, the VA is the cheat code too.
Yeah,
because when we first came out with the HRA, the virtual assistant was not a part of it.
Not at all.
So everything that's inside of it that I'm asking you to do, well, we still want you to do it, but eventually that is all going to be given to the VA. Prime example, today, I don't build as many relationships in the community like I used to. Jess does that for me. So Jess is my assistant. She runs Second Chance Housing. In fact, she's the program manager of Second Chance Housing. I kind of label myself as program director, but Jess is the program manager. Yeah. And in our totem pole, Jess is higher than me. So my clients believe that Jess is my boss. See how we do that? So all of the complaints and the maintenance calls, all of that goes to Jess when we're the operator. But back on the HRA side, Jess does a lot of the relationship building for us.
Right.
Even the Second Chance Housing social media. Prime example, if you guys go to Second Chance Housing right now on Instagram or Facebook, you will see a post that my team put out yesterday, literally saying, hey, welcome to Second Chance Housing. We are a referral agency willing to work with homeowners, ALFs, ILFs, or people that have group homes, or if you rent rooms, give us a call if you struggle with empty beds. So you guys, we're literally showing y'all also the sauce on our social media versus me just talking about it. I always tell y'all, go see what we're posting. Go see what it looks like. And while you're there, like it, right? Share it. But I do that not only to advertise our business, I do that to also show you all, because when I'm speaking to you live, you guys should be able to go and see that stuff either afterwards or right during it, right? So I put in the chat, put me in the chat. Type the word me, M-E, if you believe that you can do this, what we're explaining, without needing real estate. Because most people that find us, they want to do it. They want the house and they want to house the people. But we always tell you, this is the stepping stone until you get to this point. I had several calls this past week, and I said, can you imagine being able to start this tomorrow and not having to wait 4 months down the line until you find a house? And this excited a lot of people. So type in the word me, M-E, if you believe that you can do this from what we've explained so far, if you're able to do this without owning or renting real estate. I see 2 so far. Usually I get happy if it's at least 4. So is it 2 more people that believe they can do this without owning or renting real estate? And lucky for you all, I actually got a PowerPoint where I'm going to just kind of sort of breeze by it. But I do want to take this little small break to tell you guys, right? Most people that come to us, 95% of people come to us and they get the ILF Mastery Blueprint. That's our one-on-one coaching. And why do they do that? Because they want the one-on-one coaching and they want to run and operate an ILF. But what's genius about that product? The HRA product is inside of it. So the ILF Mastery Blueprint comes with everything that we've ever created that's dealing with housing the homeless or the displaced. But it's also a separate package outside of that. So the HRA is normally about a $2,500 product, but during this crazy sale, and tomorrow's the last day, is only $597. So if you say, well, Derek, I want to do that HRA, and I heard that you also give us a VA with it. Absolutely. So the VA is actually complimentary. It's not a part of it. I just give you the VA because I want to bless you, because I understand that most of y'all got jobs, y'all got spouses, you got children, and you got extra responsibilities. So I want to make it easy on people, because if you guys are anything like me, you're not techie, and you don't have a lot of time. So the virtual assistant is going to handle the social media. Eventually, they'll handle all of your phone calls, the cold calling, the cold emailing, everything that it takes to get your phone ringing. Because that's the goal of this whole HRA. I want your phone to be ringing off the hook. I want you to be receiving 25 to 45 phone calls a day for people asking about housing. And because you don't have the house, that's when you tap into the community that we're also going to put you in. So the HRA comes with the community, but guess what? If I didn't even give you that community, we teach you how to build your own community around you. Because all y'all live in different places, right? Different cities, different states. In fact, right now is a good time to put what city and state that you're in. Because if you have an ILF right now today, you can find HRAs right in this room. People can fill your empty beds right from this room. So everybody should be putting at least what city and state you plan on doing this in. Because you never know who's listening, who's watching, who will see this later. So again, I asked earlier, but I started out, I put Orlando, Florida. I'm also going to put Warner Robins, Georgia, and a few other places, because this is also where I do business.
Put the number of beds.
Put the number of beds that you have available. Put what kind of population you serve. Why would you have an ILF and not tell me that you only want men 55 years old and older? You have 4 beds available so that people know how to serve you. Big shout out to Joanne from Racine, Wisconsin. Big shout out to Katara from Columbia, South Carolina. Big shout out from Dornico from Dayton, Ohio. Big shout out from Tiffany from Oklahoma City. Right? So all of these people have the housing already. I told you guys right now, I got 5 beds available in Kissimmee. I got 3 beds available in Orlando. That's 8 people that I'm willing to pay anybody right now $300 per client, which means I'll write a $2,400 check right now to somebody that send me 8 of the best military veterans or older guys you got. Now, I house anybody from the age 18 and up, but I love them older people. I love the guy that's 70, 75, 80, 83, 91, 97. I love that population, but we house people from 18 and up because it's the adult. We also don't house women and children in this model, right? If a lady with kids calls our phone, Jess is going to give her resources to a company that does that. We don't house the pregnant lady with the 5 kids. I wish I could, and one day I will. But until then, my VA is trained just like your VA will be trained to give them resources to the Salvation Army, the Goodwill, the Coalition for the Homeless, the program that helps the pregnant women with kids.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yep.
So last time, before I bring up the PowerPoint and our guest for today, I'm just excited because, yes, Joanne, $300 referral fee. I'll pay it in a heartbeat. So if you want to start your HRA business today or tomorrow, I got 8 spots available. In fact, Dornico, put in the chat how many you have available. Tiffany, how many beds you got available? Katara, how many beds do you have available? Joanne, the last time I talked to you, you were full. Joanne, how many beds do you have available that's also coming up in your new project, Joanne? Joanne is also flipping another house right now. Okay? So I hope everybody understands what this is, because we truly believe, guys, that the HRA is the most powerful product we'll ever come up with, because it removes every excuse that you can't buy a property and that you can't rent one. And I'll never forget the story of Letitia. Letitia Warren was the first person that when we broke out this HRA over a year ago, I came here on a Saturday morning, talked about it for 2 hours. Letitia called the next day in a panic because she tried what I told her to do. By Wednesday of that same week, I was zelling Letitia $300 for a client that she referred to me. That's how fast this can happen, y'all. And trust me, now, when you buy the course, I'm going to tell you to start a business, get an LLC, and do all of these things. And trust me, I want you to be structured the right way.
You need to be.
But Letitia showed you how you can implement this tomorrow. Yes, I want you to have a contract that says, yeah, if you send me a client, I'll pay you your money. Hopefully by now, all y'all trust me. You don't need a contract with me right now. I'll send anybody in here $2,400 if y'all send me 8 clients by Monday. Gladly. Okay? And Joanne said, me too. I'll pay $300 per client. I back it with now. Wait. I'm back
He's
with
back
one
with
now.
one
Oh,
now
okay,
with the
back with
first house.
one now with first house. Got it. Okay. So again, that's how this works, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the HRA business in a box, that's normally a $2,500 product. It's only $597. It comes with the course, the ebook, the curriculum,
Yep.
and the community. And we also gift you with the virtual assistant to make it all come together.
Absolutely.
Now, Shay told you earlier that we want you to learn it too. Now, don't get it twisted. But eventually, that VA should take a lot of weight off your shoulders when it comes to the cold calling, the cold emailing, and finding hospitals,
Preliminary.
finding social workers, finding case managers that they call in your phone each and every day. Guys, I've been wanting an assistant my whole life. I've been wanting somebody my whole life that I say, when I say, they do. I say, they do. And guys, I always thought that would cost me 50 grand a year, 100 grand a year. We figured out, man, that these virtual assistants, y'all, they start at $4 an hour.
And elevate your business.
Lord have mercy.
And
Shay, hop
elevate,
in.
like elevate the business 10 times. A lot of people, like I said, again, a lot of people don't have the time to do the initial filtering and sourcing of your placement providers or your housing providers. So you've got to have someone or have that VA that can assist you to build that list, to communicate and connect with that list, and then in turn connect you with the individuals that are on that list. So that's a lot of time that is delegated out that you don't have to do, and you can do your regular duties and be ready to just be ready to be the face of your organization. So
Absolutely.
yeah, that's it.
Let's go to Dornico real quick if he's available. I want Dornico to explain to you all how he's in Dayton, Ohio. He's got 3 facilities, but his last facility, most of the beds were filled by somebody else that lives in California.
I love that.
I'm gonna say that one more time because I don't want y'all to miss it. And then I'm gonna have him say it again. Dornico lives in Dayton, Ohio, 3 facilities, ILFs. Somebody that's in California with a virtual assistant, Miss Janine, is filling most of Dornico's beds.
Yep.
Dornico, good morning, big bro. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and how great you are, and talk about that HRA and how you benefit from it.
Hey, good morning, guys. Pardon me, I'm a little busy or whatever, but I'm okay. I'm good. Yeah, actually, um, things are great with the HRA. Janine has actually got me Mr. Chris. I'm really fast, so I don't think there's anybody that's gonna keep up when it comes to that. So I just can't help myself. So right now, I'm with an amazing resident. I got some
Right
people
now.
that
Okay, cool.
I'm chasing.
Just leave it
Yeah, I, I put on the track shoes when I got to track
Yes, sir.
shoes. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Cortezes. Y'all need Cortezes in the game, anyways. But yeah, yeah. I think that everybody needs to meet and greet other people because you'll find that somebody is gonna gel with you better than somebody else, or you might be that person that's cool with everybody. I would like to think I'm cool with everybody, but some people attach themselves to you, and that's better than just being cool. Like we have our hearts are alike, our minds are alike, the way we care for people is alike. You know what I'm saying? So that those are the type of people I would love to partner with and work because I know that if I if I'm ever to have a day where I'm lacking, they're gonna call me out on it. That's somebody real. They're not gonna tell me what I want to hear, just for the sake of telling me something. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather someone bring correction and build me up if I'm lacking. So that's kind of where I'm at. Uh, I'm hungry today, so yeah, I've been up all night doing photo shoots. I did a photo shoot where 600 or so pictures had to be edited in 20 minutes. So I got it done,
Wow.
and I'm still taking care of business. You know what I'm saying?
Good
So
stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
No
you
excuses.
know,
I love it.
yeah, there's no excuses, man. You got to get it done. It's a nice day. I thought it would be snowing by now, y'all, but it ain't. So I'm happy about that. So
Good
so
stuff.
I'll leave it with that. But I like HRAs. Like I put I used to put posts in Clubhouse begging people to just call me. All the HRAs call me. All
Sure.
the HRAs call me. You know what I'm saying? Out of those people, there were 2 or 3 that called me. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, and I appreciate a platform that allowed that. You know what I'm saying? because collectively we can do so much more than somebody trying to do it all by
100%.
themselves.
And
Yeah.
also, don't forget, Dornico, to put it in the HRA community in Telegram. You are in there, I believe.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna need you to get your life.
Oh.
That's what that community is for. It literally puts the two together, the housing providers and the HRAs, right? So make sure that you all are using that. After we complete this live session, I am going to go live in our ILF in FC University with all of our Blueprint and Platinum members, just for a quick end of year, quick shindig summit. Is going to be a pop-up, but definitely utilize those communities. We've got great communities, and we want y'all to really be able to benefit off of having the relationships in one place. So don't forget about that. You've got people with houses, and you've got people that are HRAs that have that have a pool of qualified or appropriate candidates for you to house. So don't forget about that. To all of our family members that are HRAs, utilize your community, the Telegram community, and then to all of our ILF providers, do the same. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Miss Tiffany, good morning. How you doing today, sis? Tiffany is an ILF operator out of Oklahoma City.
Good morning, family. We are doing well. Got a lot of family stuff going on today, but we are good. Just excited about being here today. Definitely, hopefully everybody had a good Christmas holiday. We are currently we're in Oklahoma City, like Derek mentioned. Me and my family own and operate Good Samaritan Solutions, where we have 2 ILFs that we're currently operating. We got some move-ins and some move-outs. So I think I mentioned that last week or the week before, how God's blessed. We have a gentleman that's moving out, and we have 2 that are moving in. So our men's house will be back full again. So we're excited about that, and definitely excited. One of the gentlemen, it's such a heart touching story. He's been homeless on and off since he was like 6. And so he is, his health is not doing exceptionally well. He's been diagnosed with being diabetic and some other things. He's overweight. And so he was just like, Miss Tiffany, I'm just ready to come off of the streets. And he's like, you have proven to be somebody that really cares. He's one of the homeless people that we serve on Tuesday nights. And so it's been really a pleasure to get the opportunity to actually house him. Not we have to, but we have the pleasure of housing him in our home. Right. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And he's super excited about it. I mean, like beyond what you could even imagine, he's excited. So we're excited about that happening this weekend.
That is so good.
Good stuff. I love it. And I love it how you worded it. Like you get to. It's not like you have to, but you get the opportunity to.
Yeah.
I love that. So guys, right there, you just heard from 2 people that are actually ILF operators, right? Both of them purchased the ILF Mastery Blueprint at some point, and they're both in their own respective states and cities, but they do this, right? They just about house the same kind of people. Dornico's has a certain population that he really likes. Tiffany also have a certain population that she really likes, but we're open up from anybody that's 18 years or older. Even you as an HRA, you need to understand what the other person that's providing the housing, what they want, what they need, what they're asking you for, because some people just don't take anybody. So as an HRA, you need to understand that, because if you're making a referral to Dornico and he only takes males that are military veterans, why would you call him with a 45-year-old female?
Right.
You're approved to not be a good HRA because they'll think that you're not paying attention. Yeah. So, right, one of the key things that I want to make sure you all know is to be a good HRA, learn Dornico, know Dornico, learn me, or for me, learn Jess, right? Learn what Second Chance Housing likes to house. Learn what's usually coming in.
Not even what we like to house. If you connect with our virtual assistants, I think what you'll find out is that our populations fluctuate, right? Jess not only covers for Second Chance Housing, she also covers for the Angela Denise Foundation. So what you're going to do is you're going to see what beds, what availability are at both locations, both organizations. So you want to make sure that you are utilizing the resources. I think what people get stuck in when it comes to being an entrepreneur or starting a business is they get tunnel vision, and they think that it's only one thing, one person, one time. People's population types change regularly because of the way we teach the ILF model, it's being very cautious and paying attention to the people that you already have in the house and how you place other people in the house because of the demographic. You want to make sure that you're doing all of the right things. So keep in communication with your ILF providers so that you always know what is going on in their ILFs, so that you are not just throwing darts at a dartboard and hoping that something sticks, right? You want to make sure that you have the right people for that client.
Good stuff. And I want to answer a question from somebody. They're asking about the HRA, but what if they only wanted the VA by itself? So right now, our VA sale is also still on, right? So normally a virtual assistant from VA 101, which is our sister company, is $697. And that's a one-time fee for our team to vet, train, and endorse that virtual assistant to you. It also comes with the course, the curriculum, and ebook. So anytime you get a VA from VA 101, meaning us, you're going to get a course, curriculum, right? And an opportunity to upgrade to a community and also an insurance that can replace that VA for free. So one of the things that also that we're pretty good at and that people love about our company at VA 101 is that we give a 90-day free replacement. But for the person that wanted the just the VA, that's only $197. So if you want a VA from us right now up until tomorrow, because tomorrow is the last day of the sale and everything goes back to normal. So only for $197, you guys can get a virtual assistant from us and still join us every Saturday and soak up the YouTube channel to learn how to do that, right? But if you say, no, Derek, I'm going to take advantage of that business in a box to where I get everything for only $597. So that's the cheat code, guys, because again, I just told you, the one VA is $697 normally. But right now, the HRA is only $597, and that's the whole business in a box. So a lot of people have been doing that, and a lot of people also have been purchasing the ILF Mastery Blueprint, which is only $4,700 right now versus the usual $15,000. So guys, there's one more day left for the sale. And if you have any questions, even after we finish today, you guys can feel free to text the number with any questions at 407-326-0086. Again, that's 407-326-0086. And you guys can text any questions or concerns that you have about the sale. So any questions about that or anything that you need to know, let us know. But as you all know, I love to bring value. So I'm going to kind of breeze through this really quick. This is how to start a housing referral agency for displaced adults utilizing virtual assistants. So one of the first steps that I always tell people is, first of all, you got to start out as a business, right? And I'm skipping a little second here. Step number one, turn yourself into a business. So instead of me being Derek Forston, I didn't want to be known as that. I wanted to be known as Second Chance Housing, LLC. I wanted to be respected as a company and as a program, not some bald guy named Derek. That don't sound that great. Second Chance Housing sounds better than Derek, some guy that houses people. So that's step number one. But right here, we usually talk about what is a housing referral agency. We said it already. That's just going to be you as the middleman that takes the phone calls from social workers, case managers, or social service providers, and then you're going to tap into your network that we teach you how to do to see who can house Johnny or Robert or Sarah or Jennifer. Because if somebody does, you're going to make a referral fee. And we also show you how to make the contract, and we give it to you in that program. We give you the paperwork and the contracts so that people just can't take your clients and there's no, contract in place. This is not a handshake deal, y'all. We love to trust people, but this is contractual too. So we give you and gift you with all the paperwork that you need to do this, right? This slide I usually talk about, why do you want to be a housing referral agency? Is very plain, because some of us can't buy a house. Some of us cannot rent a house, right? But some of us desire to still do this. This is one of the main reasons. And then for the people that have an ILF, the reason why they want to do it is because you get full to capacity. Joanne just said earlier, she's only got one bed left. What happens when Joanne gets full, but her phone keeps ringing? Joanne needs to build an ecosystem around her of people that she already know, or a network of people in her city that either do this or something similar to this, and she can make referrals now to that person. And that's a charge. because you still take people from homeless to hopeful. You just didn't need the real estate to do it. Okay. The other part about it, I talked about it, is because it's just a much needed thing. I don't care where you live at, guys. Homelessness exists everywhere. I dare anybody to type into the chat that where you live at, homelessness don't exist. In fact, let's do it in reverse. Put a number 1 in the chat if you literally see homelessness in your city. Put a number 1 in the chat that when you drive downtown or in your area, have you seen homelessness in your city and it broke your heart and said, man, what can I do about that? And see, you always thought that you had to have a house. The devil is a lie. You know you don't. You just need relationship. So again, put a number 1 in the chat if you currently see homelessness in your city. And look who's here. That's Janine. I want to bring her up.
I'm going to try and tell
Janine is like our HRA superstar. Janine is in California, don't have no property, but refer more people out than you can ever believe, and makes an impact and an income in not only her community, but way in Dayton, Ohio, where Dornico lives at.
We miss Janine.
You know how many miles away Dornico is from Janine? And she's filling beds for other people. Oh, and Janine, by the way, I'm getting jealous because I got 5 beds still in Kissimmee, and I got 3 in Orlando, Janine. Come on, somebody. Help me, Janine. I pay, hey, y'all, I pay good, I pay well, and I pay fast. So please send me clients and I'll Zelle it, I'll Venmo it, I'll Cash App it, whatever your preference is. I love Zelle. Okay? So I'm getting a little jealous, Jay. But anyway.
Janine, tell him don't be jealous, be next.
Ooh, say it again, Shay.
Don't be jealous, be next.
I love that. Right here talks about what is a VA. Now, most of y'all know it, but I'll just explain it real fast. A VA is a remote worker that works probably not even in your city, your state, or your country. Our VAs are from the Philippines, right? And they work starting at $4 an hour. They're going to help you do all your social media, all of the emailing, the cold calling, because you don't have time to do that. Guess who's going to do that while you're at your 8-hour-a-day job? Most of y'all got jobs. Most of y'all got responsibilities, and there's nothing wrong with that. Well, who's going to run your business while you at work? The VAs, guys. And I get asked this all the time. Well, Derek, what do I call myself? Well, simply, you just tell people you provide housing, period. You are a housing provider. You can be a housing specialist. You can be a housing referral agency. Don't matter to me. Okay? This is where I told y'all like where to start at. How do you operate? Create a business. Create a name and establish yourself as an HRA. The city in which you live in, they should know you as a housing provider. Now, although we call it HRA and housing referral agency, guess what I want you to be known as? A housing provider. You provide housing, period. Each and every one of y'all should tell people starting today. The next time you go to Walmart or Publix and the cashier say, well, hey, ma'am, how you doing today? Ma'am, I'm doing great. What do you do for a living? I'm glad you asked. I have a housing program by the name of, and we house people. The next time somebody asks you what you do for a living, the old way of what you used to tell them, well, I'm a nurse, or I'm a school teacher, or I work down at Sonny's Barbecue. Now you add to it. Oh, and by the way, I also have a housing program where we take people from homeless to hopeful. I dare you to start that tomorrow. Because that does a few things, right? It gets it in your mind that you are a housing provider and you don't need real estate. It's also allowing you to speak these things that are not as though they were. That's scripture, right? So some people say, well, Derek, you lying. No, I ain't. I'm speaking these things that are not as though they were. That's called having faith and letting my positive words go out so that God can do something with them. Because if you don't say nothing, you just swallow those words and never speak it. You got to speak it until you see it, guys. And remember, I'm not a preacher. I'm no bishop and I'm no pastor, but I believe in God and the power within. And there's power in prayer. So one of the slides that I don't have in here is that God need to be a part of your life. And you need to pray. God, I want to help your people. God, I want to house folks. God, can you create a network around me that people that need it, people that are going to call for it as soon as I set my business up and get started? Like, talk to God, you all. He want to help you just as bad as you want it. And remember, this is doing God's will. So this is the cheat code. I always tell people, imagine having a job or a business to where the blessing of God was already built into it. And I'm about to bring Jay up here in a minute. But imagine having a job or a business to where the blessing of God was already built into it.
Mhm.
Put a number 7 in the chat if you kind of feel where I'm going with that. I'm going to put the first 7. Hold on.
Ooh, now hold on.
Imagine having a job or a business to where the blessing of God was already built into it. I told y'all my story. I'm a social worker making 28 grand a year, crying and screaming and begging that God change my life. God, I want to make more money. God, I want to help people. He was like, Derek, wake up, Mr. Social Worker. I just showed you, Derek, a lady making 41 grand housing people and rats and roaches. Derek, you got to wake up. So when I tell people the blessing is already built into what we're doing, watch this. The Bible says, not Derek, that the poor and needy will always be among you, Miss Brown. Miss Brown, now some people think I made that up, but that's in that book that we call the Bible. It also says that the poor, the needy, and the widow, we are to take care of those folks. Felicia, we were told to take care of the poor, the needy, and the widow. Now, some of y'all gonna feed people. Some of y'all gonna feed the homeless. Some of y'all gonna clothe the homeless. I just thought, man, how can I lose by housing them? Because if I house them, I can start my own clothing closet.
Mm-hmm.
If I house them, I can start my own food pantry. It takes 2 seconds to go to Facebook and go, hey guys, I house the homeless and I'm starting a food drive. Can you go in your pantry and pull out the 2 canned goods that you know you will never eat? And can you bring them to church on Sunday? Because I want to be able to feed the homeless. Oh, and by the way, bring those 2 pair of jeans and that 1 blouse that you will never be able to fit again because you lost so much of weight or gained weight. Oh, and by the way, bring those 2 pair of sneakers that you used to use to work out in, but you don't wear now. Guys, how you think I started my clothing closet? From my drawers, from my t-shirts, from my clothing. So when people come to us and don't have shirts and pants and shoes and belts, guess where they get it from? Us.
Come on.
My wife is so smart. She's got a nonprofit. She done hooked up with certain organizations where we can get bags of shirts, bags of clothes, bags of suits, bags of ties, bags of shorts, bags of pants, bags of belts, bags of socks. See how we started a clothing closet, Miss Brown, for free? Felicia, you and I talked yesterday. See how I just started a whole clothing closet and a food pantry from the same ILF? Or if you're an HRA, remember, you don't have a house, no problem.
Exactly.
You can still start these things, guys. So I put a post out again just a couple days ago, and it had that background talk of Steve Harvey that just talked about getting started. I showed you guys that was the first house.
Yep.
So if y'all didn't know that, that was one of my first houses, and I'm showing y'all that I started. I'm putting bed rails together. I don't know what I'm doing. Now I can put bed rails together with my eyes closed and one of my hands behind my back. But that picture y'all saw, it took me 30 minutes to put that bed rail together, y'all. That stuff was donated to us because we posted and we talk about it. Next thing on here says LLC or some type of entity. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there because if you go LLC or for-profit, that's up to you. Create a logo. Why not go to Canva today and create that logo? If you can't, use us. Use my team. Type 407-326-0086. I got a digital marketing company ran by VAs that'll build your logo, that'll build your website. It's called Digital Flow Solutions. Like, follow, and share over at their Instagram.
And Facebook.
Yep. digitalflowsolutions.net. Check us out. Because I also talk about every Tuesday how we take these VAs, these virtual assistants, and start other businesses from them. Guys, I got a website creation business. I can't build no website, y'all, but the VAs can. We have a credit repair company. I can't repair credit either. My VAs can. Logo creation. I don't do that stuff, y'all. I'm not very techy, but my VAs can. That's why the VAs are the cheat code to this whole HRA. But right now, we're talking about what do you need to get set up? Start a business, get a logo, get a website. Guys, we're going into 2024. If you don't have a website, you don't exist. Right? So digitalflowsolutions.net is our website that our VAs built. Go check it out. Okay? But that is what you need to get started. Next slide, and I'm almost done here. These are things that we talk about that you need with the VA. That'll be talked about more on Tuesday. How do you promote this thing, right? Word of mouth, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. I dare anybody to go in this room and go to any of those genres of platforms and tell me that you don't see us advertising what we do there. Everything that we do, guys, every day, twice a day, 7 days a week, we're promoting what we do. Every call that I took last week from these discovery calls, every one of them said, Derek, I found you on Facebook. Derek, man, we found you on YouTube. Derek, my family found you on LinkedIn. Derek, I was scrolling to how to start a group home and you pop right up. Derek, I was trying to start an ALF for a licensed group home and you pop right up. And I thought, wow, no license? You don't own the property? So none of y'all would have found me without the social media. In fact, put a number 2 in the chat if one day you discovered us from some form of social media, whether that was Clubhouse, Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. Please do that for me. Put a number 2 in the chat that you didn't meet me in person where I live at. You met me through social media. Guys, you would have never met, Dornico would have never met me had he never seen me on social media and was referred to me by somebody else.
Exactly.
His life would be the same. But had God got anything to do with it, he gonna merge all of that together. Tiffany would have never knew me had she not went and spent all of that money with the other program that tricked her and then found us on Facebook.
That was wild.
Guys, like, this is how it works. So I always jokingly tell people, I don't care if you fry the best fried chicken and you sell it, or if you bake chocolate chip cookies, or you house the homeless, or you're a consultant. It doesn't matter. If you don't advertise it, Selena, how will people know to come and patronize your business? Selena, every day on your website, you should be posting, we provide housing. We provide affordable housing. Call us at, because we provide housing. Katara, every day you should be posting that. Takesha, every day. And when you don't have time, guess what we'll do for you? We'll gift you a virtual assistant so that VA can post 7 days a week. Watch this. My VAs work Monday through Friday, right? 9 to 5. So who posts on Saturdays and Sundays? My VAs.
Mhm.
How, Shay? They timed it. What's the word for it, Shay? How you do that
Schedule.
social media post. My VAs right now are enjoying like New Year's Eve-ish. Because remember where they live at, they're 12 hours ahead of us. So yesterday for them, one of my VAs, y'all, her birthday is on December 30th for us today.
Yeah.
But because she's in the Philippines, I had to tell her yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Because dummy me, I'm talking about, hey, Jess, happy birthday tomorrow. She said, dear, remember, it's today. They're 12 hours, during this season, 13 hours ahead of us.
Yes.
So where I live at right now, it's 11:08 a.m. Guess what time it is where she live at? Tell them, Shay.
It's 12:08.
Okay.
Well, it'll be a.m.
A.m. Yeah.
So
exactly.
It's officially New Year's Eve in the Philippines.
So
right?
this is where you guys will promote it. And again, talk about it. Word of mouth is the best thing going. Letitia Warren, first referral that she ever made with the HRA, she was driving Uber. She picked up a guy from this roach-infested motel. And she says, buddy, can you tell me why you living here? Make a long story short, she did exactly what we told her to do. Talk about it everywhere you go and offer it, whether you got the house or not. Some of y'all going to get caught up on the HRA because you don't have the house. So you thinking, Derek, why would I tell people I'm a housing provider, but I don't have the house? Because you're going to build relationships.
100%.
And if you're real smart, you start this in the city and in the state where we already exist. Forget starting where you live at. Starting in Kissimmee, Florida, where I'm telling you, I got 5 beds available. Joanne is in Racine, Wisconsin, with 1 bed available. Dornico's got a few beds available.
Yep.
So if you're real smart, don't try to be the HRA immediately where you live at. Find out and use the community that we're going to put you in. You said, man, Derek got 5 beds in Kissimmee. He got 3 in Orlando. Joanne got 1. That's 9. My guy in Arkansas, Quinn, got 8 beds available. 9 plus 8 is what? 17, I think. Come on, guys. I could just keep counting. Miss Campbell, Nieces got a couple beds available. About to open another facility. Like, guys, this is Quelly's in Minnesota. Few of y'all in Missouri now. Like, there's no excuse. Some of y'all are now in Louisiana. Had 3 calls this week. Different people. Everybody was from Louisiana. I don't know what's going on there. But everybody from Louisiana is catching it. Probably because of Neonta and her mentor there.
Yes.
Nilton's got a pastor and a mentor in Louisiana. She's telling everybody about us. In fact, she's the first person that's ever given us a 5-star Google review and a video review without ever meeting us.
Right.
She's so impressed by what's happened to Neonta. She gave us a review before she ever spoke to me. And now she's under our tutelage now in Louisiana again. Okay. So if you have a home today, you should be burning this chat up saying, hey guys, I'm over here. Can y'all refer to me? Or if you're an HRA, you should be promoting your services. Janine, welcome to the stage. Thank you so much for being here. I want to give you a chance to talk, Janine, because I want people to hear from a person that does exactly what I'm talking about and does not have a house yet. Capital Y, capital E, capital T, yet, because we're believing for you. Janine, welcome to the stage. So glad to have you. Tell everybody who you are, sis.
Hey everyone, happy new year. I am Janine in California. Our company is Monarch Solutions. We are a housing program and housing referral agency, mainly the HRA at the moment. What am I trying to say? Sorry.
Take your
So
time.
our
Janine
house
is
will
in
be
California, y'all, so it's still early. Give her a minute.
right.
Go ahead, sis.
Right. So our house will be coming. I'm still speaking that, but right now we are pushing the HRA mainly in other states at the moment, because that's where I have met our lovely ILF owners. But I have recently made some connections, 3 connections here with some ladies here in California, in the Bay Area in Sacramento. So that's been good. And the HRA, building relationships, pushing those relationships, continuing to reach out, social media. Social media has been great, actually. You know, people see posts that you don't, or see you comment on something
Social
else.
media.
And that's how people have reached out as well, where I didn't think that people would even see that. I may comment or something, we may comment on something, and that's where people are being able to see us. So yeah, that's pretty much the HRA.
I love it.
Let me tell you something. Here, listen, Janine, you make it hard for anybody that I coach, because I'm going to say one thing. I have a young lady that is in California, and she is HRN all over these here United States of America. Okay. So there are no excuses. There are no, again, if you want this, what are you willing to put into it to get it done? And Janine is the prime example of that with what she is doing. You hear Dornico talk about it every time he is on this platform, about how they've been able to collaborate and create such a great working relationship.
Hundreds of miles away.
There's no excuses, and it's just like, man, if you want it, you will go for it. Anything you are wanting for yourself, you will push through all obstacles. Anything that tries to stumble you and make you fall, you will get up, dust yourself off, recreate the process, and do it again. So again, I'm just excited when Janine does get the opportunity to allow me to wake her up.
I always love it.
And get her in here, because she is the example of no excuses that you talk about, Derek. Katara is the example of no excuses. So many of you all are the example of getting out there, rolling up your shirt sleeves, and literally putting your hands to the plow and getting it done. You guys have a vision. You know what you want as an outcome, and you work hard for it. It's all about working hard, putting in the sweat equity, and building longevity in your businesses. Anything that you get quickly usually disappears quickly, right? But those that work hard for it and build it and redevelop it, reimagine it, change some things, make modifications to make it better. That is how businesses grow, thrive, and develop. So yeah, I just wanted to share that, Derek.
I love it. I love it. And Shay, just to give a little bit more value, right? Because as you guys know by now, right, I have 2 goals when I come here. The first goal is to give the game away. I want to literally give you how to make money and help people. I always have that goal, right? I want to give the game away and a lot of information. Goal number 2 is give you an opportunity to be a part of it.
Right.
And as I said earlier, our HRA business in the box is usually about $2,500. But up until tomorrow's the last day, is only $597. And with that, again, is the course, curriculum, ebook, and also the email scripts and the phone scripts. Meaning, what are your VA saying to these people? Will that VA come trained to you? Absolutely. So we train your VA. And remember, the VA is a gift to you. The VA is really not a part of that HRA. Because remember, when we first brought it out, I was telling y'all to build the relationships, for you to find social workers and case managers, and for you to do the social media. But now I said, man, you know what, Derek? How can you help these people more? And that's when we came up with gifting y'all the VA. So now, yes, you got to pay for the VA hourly at the $4 an hour.
Correct.
But in terms of you paying for the VA at the regular price of the $697 or even the sale price of the $197, we give you the VA. So that's why Shay said this is a no excuse zone. Janine has a job, she got family, and she's got other extracurricular activities, which includes her church and all of these other things that Janine is involved in. So Janine don't have time every day, all day to be doing this. So guess who really gets a lot of the credit for placing these people in Dornico's house? Her VA, y'all. As great as that we shout Janine's name, yes, because Janine's the owner, she's the boss, she's the CEO. But guess who really get all the credit? The virtual assistant and the tools that were given to her to make it possible. Jay?
But let me share this with you. I've heard Janine and I've seen how she collaborates with her VA.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a dictatorship.
They work together.
It's a partnership, right? Yeah. And that's what makes it so lucrative, and it works so well. She's not just saying, do this, do this, do this, do that. All right, I'm going to do this. You're going to do that. And let's meet back in the middle. Let's see what we get when we work it this way. And I'm sure Janine can elaborate on that. I would love for Janine and her VA to pop in on us on a Tuesday session where we can kind of talk to them both and just interview them and share their experience as working together and collaborating. I'm gonna have to do that. I think that's a good idea.
Or even
Janine, I'm gonna have
Saturday
to get
we
with
can't
you
because they're off, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna have to get with Janine on that one. But I would love to hear how the virtual assistant has assisted you, Janine, or even the collaboration between yourself and your virtual assistant has helped to further the reach of what you're doing, if you don't mind sharing, sis.
Yeah, so with the virtual assistant, I mean, they are the ones that are doing, I mean, you set out the guide, like, okay, this is what, this is what we're doing. This is how this is how we want things done. This is how we're going to do it. And then they pretty much can take over, and the ones that are being consistent with it all day, or however many hours that you have them for. But they are the ones that are doing the outreach, the follow-up, the continuing to follow up, and then for me personally, then once, and this is just how I've worked it, once we have an organization that says, okay, yes, let's meet, and then that's when I'll jump in. But with the VAs, you really can't go wrong. You really can't go wrong with the VAs, especially they come in knowing about the HRA program and have an idea of how it works. But, once you start the collaboration and they can come up with ideas of, trying to do things differently or better, or should we say this or should we say that? And so they really hone in, and they are the ones that really help drive the HRA. But you are the force behind it.
The foundation.
the foundation, the thought leader, Derek, as you say. And they are the ones that, you know, you got to help them see that vision. Once they see the vision, they're off.
That's
So
it.
that's how
That's
that works.
100%.
And that's why I said one day, eventually, you guys won't be doing it as much, because when your VA gets as good as Janine's or mine's as Jess, because guys, I told you all, right? Years ago, I answered every phone call that came through Second Chance Housing, every email, all the social media I tried to do. But today, guys, I don't do any of that now. And it's because of the power of these VAs. So Jess answers all the phone calls. She's also my customer service rep for all businesses. Jess also handles my schedule, personal and business. She's just gotten so good over time that Jess has multiple roles now, right? You all starting out, this will be the only thing they're doing, right? And when they get good at it, now we find out what else they can do. Because every Tuesday on live on YouTube, we teach you how to take that same VA at $4 an hour and now generate another business that don't need your help. And that's what we good at, y'all, because I get a lot of ideas in this big head of mine. But most of the ideas that I get, I can't implement them. But I'm smart enough to leverage a $4 an hour VA so that maybe I can make $40 an hour with that same VA. And that's the cheat code. So, and Joanne just put it up. My VA has me spoiled. And pull Joanne up too, right? If she's able to talk. Joanne's usually at work, but if she's able to talk, I want to know what she means by spoiled, because when I say that, I use my VAs in my personal life and business, right? So I jokingly tell you all the time that when me and Shay usually go out to dinner, that arrangement is set up by the VA. Now, everywhere we go, don't need a reservation, but most places that do, like a steakhouse or a nice seafood place, our VA calls all of that in. My back massage that we love every now and again to get, our VA set that stuff up, right? And again, finding social workers, finding case managers, and building relationships with hospitals, that's exactly what our VAs do. So Joanne is able to talk finally. Let's pull her up.
I just sent it. I sent it.
So Joanne, you'll be getting the text here in a minute. You just
and
come
it's in
right
your
on
Telegram, Miss Joanne. I sent it to you via.
And also, right before Joanne comes up, I'm gonna finish this slide because people say, "Well, Derek, what's another good way to use social media to find like case managers or potential clients?" Facebook groups. Now, this is so powerful right here that I only used to tell this to the ILF Mastery Blueprint members. I would never just share this publicly, but because it's so powerful and it's working for everybody, I give it away now. So joining Facebook groups. So once you get in Facebook, go to the groups, right? And type into the search bar the word homelessness or the word social worker or case manager. That can really help you start joining groups that people are looking for what you have. People are looking for the relationship because you have the housing. And I don't care if you have no houses yourself, zero. But if you build that network around you like we teach you to, this is exactly what you would do. Go to Facebook and type in the word homelessness, social workers, and remember, make sure that you're in groups. Don't just go to Facebook, but go to the section that has the groups and type in the word social services, housing, rooms for rent. That's another one.
Derek, can I say something real quick?
Sure, please do. Please do.
Another, and I don't know if anyone else knows about this, the other owners, what I found, all the groups in certain specific cities, like in Dayton, Atlanta, all of those groups, rooms for rent, housing groups, and the city of Dayton group, or the just different groups that people have in specific cities that are on Facebook, which there are tons. I really never thought about that. I really had no idea until that was something that my VA started doing. She found any type of group that was in a specific city and joined those groups. A lot of them, kind of referred to some sort of housing, but any kind of rental group, housing rental, or just any type of group within that city, and just start posting in there as well. So for all the other ILF owners who may not have a VA or whatever, try that as well. in the Facebook groups within those specific cities, in your city, in your own town. Correct. So that's a good way. Also for me locally as well.
I love it. And just that term, rooms for rent. You know how many people post that all the time? They don't have a program like us.
Right.
It's not an ILF. It's not an ALF. It's not a group home. It's not even maybe what they call a housing program. But rooms for rent, if you're an HRA, you should be calling that guy to fill his empty beds. And I give you guys all the time of what the post on social media should sound like. And I'll do that later. But Joanne, good morning. How are you doing, sis?
Hey, everyone.
Welcome.
How are you guys?
Hey, Joanne.
Late Merry Christmas. And
Hold it, Joanne. Hold it, Joanne.
okay.
There is somebody in the chat that literally wants Joanne's VA. Selena said, I would like to have your VA.
Oh, y'all can't get my aerial. No.
Can't do that. Talk to him, sis.
Well, I have an ILF here in Racine, Wisconsin. I service women only 30 and up. It's called Forefront Living Solutions. It's just opened up around September. I'm doing pretty good. And y'all, my VA, I couldn't have did it without him. So, because I work a full-time job as well. So while I'm at work, he's kind of doing all the, the social media and doing all, the advertising and just getting the word out there. Like I said, I couldn't really do nothing without him. Like Derek said, I was answering phones and doing all that. And I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
About to get in trouble at work.
Yeah. So now I'm like you, Derek. I'm getting spoiled. So I'm starting to have him do some of my personal stuff.
Exactly. Smart lady.
Yeah. So yeah. Other than that, I wanted to tell you guys, remember when we were all talking about the guy wanted me to open up his ILF?
Yes.
Okay, so I had gave him the rundown, like the a la carte. So he didn't want to do that. So he just told me, hey, Joanne, why don't you just rent the house out? You could just run it yourself and just pay me rent. And I'm like, kind of like, that's what I wanted to do anyway.
In the first place.
Yeah. So, and I had told him, I'm like, well, I'm not quite full yet at my other one. So I didn't really want to start, doing anything right now and, spending more money because I want to get full first. But he just basically told me he'll hold it. He won't rent it out to anyone. And when I'm ready for it, it's on. So so I'm in the process now of, getting it together, y'all, getting the beds and carrying on and getting, So, yeah. So I thank everybody that participated in that and gave me some feedback. And of course, Big Brother O, all of you guys just, inspired me into making my goals, prosperous. So
good stuff. I love it. That's awesome. Joanne reminds me of a lot of people that come to our rooms, right? So the only difference between Joanne and some people that Joanne came in, listened, she learned, and she moved at the speed of instruction in terms of taking the coaching and immediately making this thing work. And what I'm going to say, also, she was smart to interject that VA. Joanne just told y'all, she got a job. Joanne was almost about to get in trouble at work trying to answer phones and do social media. And I jokingly tell people, Joanne, just like me, y'all, she ain't good at the social media. She's not very techie, but y'all, she don't need to be because she's got a rock star VA that handles all of that stuff for her, which makes Joanne look like the genius. Mm-hmm. See how that works, y'all? Joanne is leveraging a skill set that she can't do, just like me and most of y'all, but it's allowing Joanne to be the hero in her community.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, we laugh and we joke and we play all the time, but how many times have I told y'all this? We want to love God, love people, and be respected by our community. The community now loves and respects Joanne because of what she's doing. But guess who's the real rock star of it all? Her assistant, her staff, her VA. Just like most of us love Walmart. But guess who really makes Walmart work? It's the employees, not the Walton family. None of them got a job doing any of that. Walmart set up a business and they put employees in place, which makes them look like the hero. No different from Amazon. Jeff Bezos looked like a genius, which he is, but he's not shipping no packages. He's not driving any trucks. He's doing all the work so that you guys get Amazon credit. Guys, that's all this is you're leveraging the skill set that you need at $4 an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, that's only $120 a week at 6 hours a day. Can you imagine interjecting somebody in your business, in your life for 5 days a week, 6 hours a day, and all you're paying is $120? Put that into perspective. And now if you want 8-hour days, that's $160.
Yep.
Okay. And we don't talk a lot about money here. And trust me, I won't spend a lot of time on it, but I want to just give an example of what this looks like. And I'm going to move past this point real fast, but watch this. I told y'all, I don't answer the phone no more. I don't do social media, right? Now, I am doing a move-in today. Special circumstances. But watch this. Last week, and I've told this story to everybody I had a strategy call with because I wanted them to understand what the HRA does. Watch this. Jess, last week, Jess, my assistant, Jess, she took some phone calls like she does every day. 2 phone calls were from people that were not a good fit for our program. So guess what Jess did? She was an HRA, a housing referral agency. She picked up the phone and called other people that are in our network and referred both of those people out. So guess what Jess did? She kept those people from being homeless. She provided housing, but they did not get placed with us. Watch this. Both of those referrals were $300 and $300. That is $600. Yeah. 2 days later, Jess took another phone call, and this guy was perfect for my program. We moved Kevin in last Friday for $700 for his setting of where he's living. That's $1,300 that Jess brought into our company, and her paycheck was $160. Lord have mercy. With a bonus. Because her birthday and her anniversary was also this same week. Jess's birthday is today. Yesterday, her time, but today for us, December 30th. So not only did she get a raise, promotion, bonus, but look at what she brought into the company. $1,300, and her paycheck was $160. That's what I call passive income, guys, and leveraging a skill set that you don't have. Type in the word yes if that makes sense to you all and you want to be a part of that. Type in the word yes. And of course, I'll be the first one. But if you want to leverage a skill set from somebody else to be able to house the homeless, do God's will, be respected by your community, and only pay $4 an hour, can I get 4 or 5 people to just type in the word yes?
You already got it.
Because that's literally shade what happened. Jess did all of that without me, Miss Pamela. Pamela, I was doing exactly what I'm doing now. This is what takes up the most of my time, most weeks, most months, most days. I'm teaching, I'm coaching, I'm consulting somewhere, either on stage, on a podcast, on YouTube, or somebody's invited me to a church. And by the way, if your pastor want to hear us talk, just, my team is building a forum right now because I couldn't build it. I saw somebody that had, I said, hey, team, can y'all build this for me? For people that only want to just get me for speaking engagements, I don't want them going to a website that where Forston Consultants is. Build a website that's called something, because I ain't going to tell y'all yet, Derek Forston. And that's only to book me for speaking engagements, podcasts, master classes, Y'all, I can't do that. But my team can, my digital marketing team can.
And we own the company to do it.
That's ran by VAs.
That makes it even
so
better.
Again, y'all, I hope you all have fully understood what this was today. I want to wrap up one more thing, and I want to show y'all Jess. I talk about Jess a lot. Some of y'all have talked to Jess tons of times. I talked to a lady yesterday. She said, Derek, me and Jess have become friends now. We talk all the time. So I'm finding out that a lot of y'all call Jess every day to just ask her questions about this, me, sales, coaching, your appointments with me. So some of y'all have built a relationship with Jess. How crazy is that? Mm-hmm. That somebody, Miss Pamela, how crazy is it that Jess at $4 an hour runs my entire program and she lives 9,112 miles away from me? I did it on my Google Maps app. I got her address and my address and I plugged it in. Mm-hmm. Jess lives 9,112 miles away from my doorstep. She's 13 hours ahead of us, so it's already Sunday where she lives at, and she runs my program. Guys, that's powerful, man. For me because God and I built this program 7 years ago. But how crazy is that I turned the whole program over to somebody that doesn't even live in the US? Now watch this. Most people think that Jess lives in Orlando because of the way she's building relationships. Powerful, you all. So I'm going to finish this slide, and then I'm going to show you Jess. This slide says, where will I serve? Being an HRA, who will I serve? Right here talks about you can be a local resource where you only work in your city and work in your state. Or you can be like Janine and work hundreds of miles from where you live at. Remember, this is all done by the internet and by a phone system. Lucky for you at Digital Flow Solutions, we can offer you a phone system, a text messaging system, and your website. So if you want more information about how we can build your website, we can give you your own phone system. Text 407-326-0086, and we'll give it to you. Shay has got some great things coming up in the new year where she's going to be combining the virtual assistant, AI tools, and the website, and a lot of these other things that I just talked about with Digital Flow Solutions, because you need a website. Guys, we build websites. Our websites are usually like, what, $900? Until tomorrow, it's like $297. It's crazy. So again, if you need a website, guys, with a logo, right, and you just never know, right, if you act fast, Shay may gift you with the virtual assistant.
You never know.
Right? So again, 407-326-0086. Any questions that you may have. But again, you guys can be local or you can do statewide, because the good part about the HRA, you can do this in all 50 states, guys, and you can be in one location. Okay? You should also be building relationships with ILF operators, ALF owners, housing providers, and people that just simply rent rooms. Okay? And I'll end it right there, because again, that's pretty much the information that everybody in this room is going to need. First of all, start out as a business. Remove your first and last name and get a business. Get a website and a logo and take off running. And if you need help with that, text us at 407-326-0086. We'll be glad to build your website and your logo. But for the HRA Business in the Box, guys, that's only $597. Now, in January 1st, everything goes back to normal. So hopefully you guys decide to jump in while this sale is still going on. I got one more thing I'm going to show y'all, then I'm pretty much done. I'm going to give it back to Shay. I talk about Jess so much. I just want you guys to meet her, right? I've done this before, but I want you guys to meet my team. Put a number 1 in the chat if you've never seen or met my team. I don't want to waste anybody's time either. If I get at least 2 people, I'll do it. Put a number 1 in the chat if you've never seen or met my team or heard me talk about it. If I get at least 2 people, I'll go ahead and just go through that real fast, because it's easy for me to keep talking about Jess and all of my VAs and you never see them, right? Some people talking, they don't mean nothing because they're just talking. Right here, let me make sure I'm in order, right? Perfect. Tara is my executive administrator. Tara's got a lot of responsibilities. If something goes wrong, guess who we're blaming? And I say that funnily, but I'm kind of jokingly, but I'm serious. If something's going wrong with either of my 8 businesses, I'm going to Tara first. Tara is the boss. Tara's over me. She's over Shay. She's over all of our businesses. All final decisions that we make usually go through Tara. Tara also is the head of VA 101. So even though she's over all 8 businesses in terms of overseeing them, VA 101 is her baby, meaning she loves that one. Okay? Jess, her real name is Jessa, but Jess is my program manager. Jess is the one that answers all of my phone calls at Second Chance Housing. Jess does the social media, so does April, but Jess does social media. Jess is my personal assistant, as well as my business assistant. So when me and Shay need to fly somewhere between Tara and Jess, that gets done. Tickets get booked. Hotel stays, Tara and Jess handle that. Even from an Uber ride from the airport, Jess and Tara is usually handling that. Customer service extraordinaire, personal and business assistant. That's Jess, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Mary. Mary is a part of our talent sourcing department at VA 101. She's the talent sourcing expert, HRA department oversight. So HRA and all y'all complaints, when we give y'all that 90-day free replacement for the VA, when we say, Derek, I'm on day 45, and this VA y'all gave me, she ain't as good as she was 2 weeks ago. I want to get rid of her. No problem. Guess who's going through that with you? Mary. Mary's going to source that talent and go through the steps of terminating that person and giving you a free replacement within your 90 days. So if you forgot what makes us special at VA 101, we give a free 90-day replacement if that VA is not working out. And then we got something for only $27 a month that gives you insurance that when you get that VA and you're past your 90 days, we'll replace that VA for free. No questions asked, as long as that $27 a month is being paid. Game changer. A lot of people are getting that. Okay. April is our social media maven. So pretty much every business that we have between Alex and April and probably Danish, they're doing all of the social media. She's the digital marketing expert, guys. So the splash of creativity that you guys see throughout all of our businesses, April plays a vital role in that. And guys, again, starting at $4 an hour, this is hard to beat. Now watch this though. This is a point that I'll talk about usually on Tuesdays, right? Once the VAs are with you for a while, they get raises, they get bonuses. So some of my VAs do not make $4 an hour. They're above that. Tara definitely doesn't make $4 an hour. You understand me? Okay. Jillian is the grant mastermind. Remember I told y'all that we have several businesses that we have, but I don't run them and neither do Shay. Here's our grant writing business ran by Jillian. The community engagement extraordinaire, all the community engagement, building list of hundreds of people to reach out to donate and to tap into what we're doing. Shay don't have time to do that all the time. I got 1,000 ideas I'm giving Shay per minute. Shay don't have time to do that all the time. So guess who does that? Jillian. And just because if you didn't know, Miss Pamela, Jillian is actually a Juris Doctorate. Jillian is a lawyer where she lives at. How powerful is it that Shay's got a lawyer for $4 an hour that runs her program? That's crazy. Somebody type in the word crazy, because that's crazy. When we first interviewed Jillian, I was like, wow, she's a lawyer? Why would she want to do this? And trust me, guys, they got all kinds of reasons of why they rather work for a US-based employer versus working in what they call the BPO industry in the Philippines. Last but not least, I got two more. Danish. Remember, I told you guys again, I got several businesses that we have that I have nothing to do with it because I'm not good at it. How dumb does it sound for me to say that I want a digital marketing company, but I'm not very techy. I'm not very digital. Guys, I can barely turn this computer on. I'm not that good at computers, being techy. But why would I have an idea that I want a digital marketing company? Because I can go and find a Danish from Pakistan that understands coding, website creation, building systems and automations and workflows. So he's our web developer extraordinaire. You know what Danish would cost me in the US? Guys, forget about it. 80 grand a year, 90 grand a year for a web developer, automation specialist, workflow integration pro. So all of the workflows and systems and all the things that Shay understands, but I don't. That's what Danish is for, guys. He's a web developer. You know how much work and things that we get done because of this guy? I'm telling you guys, man, this is the cheat code, ladies and gentlemen. Leveraging people and a skill set for things that you don't have. Alex is our lead generation specialist. That means, how do we find new customers? If I want to house the homeless and teach people how to do it, how do we find more people that want to learn this? How do we find them? That's what Alex does, y'all. He finds people that are looking for us already through social media, through Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That's through cold calling them. That's through cold emails. And also, all of these YouTube rooms that I'm shooting, guess who turns these into a podcast? Guess who send this out to other customers and other people that want to do it? Literally right now, while I'm on this live with you all, somebody just texted me. I'll read it to you. She said, Derek, I'm getting ready to start my own housing program in about 30 days. Can you please go over the HRA word for word, line for line of what's involved in it? Ma'am, hopefully you were in here because I went through that for probably now going on 2 hours. There's also a webinar free at forstonconsultants.com. It's about 17 minutes long, right? It'll change your life. Click the tab that says webinars, and it's the HRA webinar. Also, if you go to our YouTube channel, on the tab that says live, I give a whole presentation again for over 3 hours of how to operate the HRA to house people without having any real estate. So again, Alex is the strategist extraordinaire, and he's part of Digital Flow Solutions. Again, another company that we have, Miss Pamela, that I couldn't even run it if I wanted to. I don't know how, but I knew pastors wouldn't need it. I knew churches wouldn't need it. I knew consultants and organizations wouldn't need it. I knew that our ILF Blueprint members wouldn't need it. What's so crazy about the ILF Mastery Blueprint package? We build your website for you. We build your logo for you. Guess what? I don't do that though. Alex does. Danish does. April does. So guys, that's my team. Hopefully you all got a chance to meet. Oh, Hannah. Forgot about it. Hannah was actually number one. Hannah actually works in the space of when we got big projects or big business people that don't want to manage the VA themselves, meaning they don't have time to talk to Hannah. They don't want to give Hannah assignments. They don't want to talk to Hannah at all. They just want a bunch of stuff done for them. So our company and Tara, remember Tara? I'll take you back. Tara oversees that. For people that want VAs but don't have the time to manage them, that's what Hannah does for us. Tara manages it. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, I land my plane there. That's my team. And again, guys, for $4 an hour, it's the cheat code. And there is no way that Shay and I could run 8 different businesses when we're solely soaked into Forston Consultants, which is our main business.
Correct.
The VAs run everything else. And Ms. Shay, I'll give it back over to you for any questions, any concerns.
No questions, no concerns. I know we need to get you out of here because you have a move in.
I do.
In a few. But for all of our moderators that have joined us here on the panel, I want to say thank you for being available to join us here today. It is amazing when we get the opportunity to have you all speak and share your experience and also tell others what you're doing and how you've been able to utilize these tools that Forston Consultants has been able to supply you with. NVA 101, Digital Flow Solutions, all of our conglomerates, right, of businesses, and be able to one, set you apart from the rest, and get you in that space of doing what you want to and love, and that's by helping others in the housing space. So again, I am truly grateful for each and every one of you. After this, all of our ILF Mastery Blueprint and Platinum Package family that we consult in our 101 consultation, I will be heading over to our private FC University Telegram group in a few minutes to have a brief overview and conversation with you all to discuss what we're doing in the new year, what you'll be receiving from us and why, so that you have a better understanding of where we're going as a family, as Forston Consultants, as the ILF community. And just to get your advice, see how you feel about it. And we'll talk about it in a few. So get ready. Hope you have your phones near you so we can hop on over to Telegram and have that discussion. But other than that, for those of you that will not be able to join us in that conversation in the ILF Mastery Blueprint community, I will leave it recorded after about an hour or so. I will upload it and it will be there for your review. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and comment underneath that video so that we can, again, do more dialogue. I am excited for 2024 and all the things that are to come with the HRA, with VA 101, Digital Flow Solutions, and of course, Forston Consultants, and really taking this thing to a new level. Excited. Can't do it without each and every one of our partners, which are you all that are HRAs, ILF owners and operators that are doing a great work in the community and maintaining the Forston Consultant model. So I appreciate you all and Happy New Year, because I will not see some of you again until next year.
I know, right? So we got to give our salutation out, right? So
next year.
Happy New Year. We'll see y'all next year. But really quick, before we go, we'll just do a couple more announcements. But if I can get a few likes and a few hearts, we're trying to get the algorithm up. So guys, if you enjoyed today, if this was great information, because hopefully I achieved my 2 goals. And if I did, give me some likes, some hearts, and I would love it if about 7 people can share this on your own personal page. Share it to your pastor, your bishop, your family members, or anybody that has the inkling to be a help or a beacon of light in their community. Because guys, remember, most people think that you have to have real estate to do this. You will blow people's mind by telling them that they can be an HRA. So if you're real smart, you become an affiliate of what this is, right? And you introduce it to them using your affiliate link. So there's a lot of people that y'all go to church with, a lot of people y'all hang out with, and they want to do this, but they think they got to have a house. They think they have to have a license. So if you guys can share this, I would greatly appreciate it, because it's going to help somebody, right? Absolutely. And when you're helping somebody, it's hard to lose like that. So Shay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and give my salutation. I think that's the right word. Thank y'all so much for being here. We super appreciate it. You guys got a lot of choices of where you could have been. And I promised to answer some questions, so I want to do that still. I'm gonna answer 3 questions, Shay. If there are any questions in the chat, they can be fresh or anything old, but I'll take 3 questions right now if there's anything. But thank y'all so much for being here. We'll see y'all next year. Hopefully we've done a lot for you all in terms of what we delivered in 2023. My sole goal and purpose, guys, is to give a lot of information, but also give you guys an opportunity to get into it, right? So hopefully we've done both of those today. And again, the only thing you guys owe me today, if you would do that, is give a heart or a thumbs up, and definitely share this on your personal page. That would be all that you guys would owe me. And again, thank you guys so much. We really, really appreciate it.
Question number 1 is up.
All right. It says, I text 1 VA to the given number on the 29th with the promo work, even though we are going into next week. I'm having a hard time understanding that, but if I do get it, the 1 VA sale actually ends tomorrow. So if I were you, I would do that, because probably around 11:30 p.m. my team is going to change everything back to the normal pricing.
Yeah, I think
so
it's digitally set. It's automatically set.
Oh, so it's probably set already. So
Yeah.
again, long as you guys are in before like 11:30 p.m. tomorrow, you're good. So there's a lot of people that asked us yesterday and the day before, hey, Derek, I think I'm going to be ready by Sunday. Again, no problem. Just as long as it's before that 11:30 mark at night. And the person that asked about the 2 VAs, guys, is just that 197 times 2. So essentially $400, right? And again, how smart is that when the 1 VA normally is $697? Don't forget, we also have that deferment program to where you say, well, Derek, I want multiple VAs and I want to get it while it's on sale, but I don't need them right now. You guys can defer that VA to when you're ready. So if you're real smart, you pay for it now, get a couple of them. And then you just let my team know when you're actually ready to interject them into your business. So a lot of people are doing that because they don't want to miss the sale price. So even the sale price for the ILF Mastery Blueprint, guys, it's only $4,700. So we got a lot of people that purchased it, but won't even use it until February or March of next year. And we're absolutely okay with that. So again, one last time, 1 VA from VA 101 right now under the sale is $197. But if you want the business in a box to operate the HRA, that's only $597, and it comes with the VA and the course and curriculum and community. Correct. The ILF Mastery Blueprint, the one-on-one coaching, that's normally $15,000. That's only $4,700, and that is good until tomorrow at about 11:30 at night. Thank y'all so much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and Miss Shay, I'll give it over to you.
All right, everybody. It has been a great day here in Club Don't Wait to Be Great on YouTube, Clubhouse, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. We enjoy spending time with all of you from far, near, and all over the globe. So thank you for spending time with us here today. And as we close out, we are going to do it how we do it always, in prayer, giving God glory, thanks, and praise for what he's already done and what he is going to do. So for all of you, just be prepared. Take some time out this weekend, especially tomorrow, and kind of prepare yourselves for what God has for you in 2024. Write the vision, make it plain. Don't forget that, you create that headspace of what you want and what you want to accomplish in this new year, and allow God to minister to you, and he'll share his heart with you if that is what is meant for you to do. So again, with that being said, you want me to close out in prayer, Derek, or you want to pray?
You could, babe. I don't mind that at all.
All right. So I'll pray us out. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you so much for this opportunity to come here, Lord, Father God, and be amongst your people, sharing the information that you've given us. So today, Father, I just thank you for each and every person under the sound of our voice, those that are here now currently as we are live, and those that will see this later on, Father. I pray that you would ignite a fire within their hearts, Lord, to do something great for not just themselves, but for their community, Lord, by being the hands and feet of you, our Father, Jesus, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. So, Father, right now, as we prepare to enter into a new year, Lord, Father God, we ask that you would go before us, that you would guide us, oh God, every footstep, every place that we go, Lord. Allow us to be on assignment for you. And Father, we'll be sure to give you all the glory, honor, and praise. And Father, I bless each and every person, every family, every household, Lord Father God, that has connected with us, that is hearing this, Lord Father God. I pray that you would open up the windows of heaven, Lord Father God, upon them, upon their businesses, upon everything that is pertaining to them. And Father, I pray that they will give you all the glory, that they will give you all the honor, and that they will give you all the praise. So now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly, above and beyond whatever we could ever ask, think, or imagine, according to his power that work within us. Amen. Have a blessed day and happy
Amen.
new year,
Amen.
everybody.
And
We love
amen.
y'all.